So I've been on TikTok looking at people scary stories, ghost stories. It seems like people have a lot. It seems like we have a lot. Well, when I was young, I stayed in a haunted house. My mom used to try to tell us that, oh, it's an old house, the house is settling, just go to sleep, or it's nothing, it's just a dog, stuff like that people would say. Our parents would say just to try to ease our minds. So, one particular story that I have is that um, we had a portal in our backyard. There was a hole in our backyard that every time my dad would fill it up, it would sink. Never stayed full, it would sink. Like the hole was so deep, and when you go toward the hole, it would be hot. And I don't know if anybody else in my family ever stepped close to the hole to hear what would go on. Like if you step to the hole, you could hear people crying, and you can hear them screaming, and I mean it would be so hot. And I never told anybody that part before. But yeah, we had a portal. Um so many things would happen in that house. So many things. I remember my dad buying me my very first piece of jewelry. And it was a ring. It was a gold ring, and it had two hearts on it. And in the middle of the two hearts, there was a diamond. So I was playing in my brother's room one day. That was like our hangout spot at the back of the house, close to the backyard. I was playing in his room one day, and something grabbed my hand. When something grabbed my hand, I jerked my hand away. And when I jerked my hand away, my ring was pulled off my hand, and it flew under a space heater. I never saw that ring again. I remember it just like it was yesterday. I never saw that ring again. There would be so many noises. You could hear footsteps of people walking. And every time we would tell our mom or tell our dad, they would be like, oh, it's an old house. It's just settling. I'm like, footsteps? Y'all got me messed up. But I got so many other stories. If you want to hear about the story of the man that used to watch us to keep us from falling in the hole, like my story. Okay, so ghost story number 2. This story is about the man that used to watch us and keep us from falling in the hole. So, like I said, I stayed in a honey house when I was younger. It was my mother, my father, and my brother before my baby brother ever came along. So, it was this shed that we had at the back of our house. It was a white shed. It was long. My dad had all his tools back there. It was storage back there. My dad would go in and out, and my brother and I would be outside. Even if we wasn't outside, we could still see this man. So the man, he was a Caucasian man. He had on a white t-shirt, blue jean overalls, and I used to know his name, but I can't remember his name anymore. But he used to watch us, and I would always wonder why my dad could never see this man. It's like my dad would go in the shed, and every time he would go in the shed, it was like he would walk through this man, like he could never see him. Like, even if we tried to go close to the hole, the man would show up and be like, he would never say anything. I never heard him say anything. But I know now that I'm older, he was there to protect us. Even if we would go in the shed, he would always be there watching. Like, did not want anything to happen to us. He would always be there watching and looking, and like we were his kids, or like he wanted to just protect us. He never seemed scary. He never, he was just a nice man. A nice man. But for a long time, I thought that I only saw him. I didn't know until I got older that my brother would see him too. So that's my ghost story number 2. I got a lot of them, y'all. I got a lot of them. One time I played Bloody Mary in the bathroom. If you want to hear about that, like it. All right, so before I go to bed, ghost story number 3. So this one is about the time I played Bloody Mary in the bathroom. So I grew up in the 80s. Like I said, I grew up in a honey house with my parents and my middle brother. So one time, I played Bloody Mary in the bathroom. I cannot remember if I played Bloody Mary by myself, but like I said, we stayed in this haunted house and so many creepy things were happening all the time. And I do have a lot of stories. So this is story number 3. So, they say that if you go in the bathroom at night, at midnight, and you call Bloody Mary name, I think 5 times, or knock on the mirror or something like that, you will see Bloody Mary. So, back in those days, in the 80s, early 90s, when we would go to bed, a house would be completely dark. Now, as an adult, I don't sleep in the complete dark. I'm not afraid of the dark, but I like to have some type of noise, and I have to have the TV on or something because of my experiences in that house. So I goes in the bathroom and do the Bloody Mary ritual. It's pitch black, nothing's on. Go in the bathroom, do the ritual, nothing happens. So I'm like, okay, that's a bust. So I think. So let me set this up for you. In my bedroom was in the middle of the house, smack in the middle of the house. On the left side was my parents' room. On the right side was the bathroom, and then at the back was my brother's room. And to get to everybody's room, you had to pass through my room. So my room had a door to the left, and a door to the right. Door to the left, straight to my parents' room, little small hallway, straight to my parents' room. Door to the right, hallway, bathroom, then my brother's room, okay? And my bed set on the wall close to the door out to the right. So at the foot of my bed, I had a full length mirror. Keep that in mind. Full length mirror. So I played this little Bloody Mary ritual and I go to bed because I'm like, okay, it didn't work. It's a myth. Nothing happened. So I go get in the bed. Mind you, pitch black. We wasn't scared of the dark then because we were used to going to bed. No lights. Maybe a light to go to the bathroom or something like that. But when I get in my room, it's pitch black. I get in my bed, say my little prayers, and try to go to sleep. But as soon as I start to doze off, mind you, I had a mirror at the foot of my bed. As soon as I try to doze off, something grabs my foot and pulls me almost out of the bed. So now I'm up. And I'm like, what the world? So I'm looking around. I'm thinking like maybe my brother playing a trick on me or, something's going on. So it's always something strange going on in the house. You can't just be too scared staying in this house. So I lay back down. Get comfortable again. A few minutes later, I get yanked again. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So by this time, I'm really scared because I'm like, it's nobody in here. I can hear everybody in the house snoring. So I know it's nobody up messing with me. So I'm like, Lord, I can't do nothing but pray at this point. So I'm like, Lord, whatever it is, please protect me. Because I'm up by myself, being stupid, playing these stupid games in this haunted house. Because I heard my friends at school talking about it. Why did I do that? So for the third time's the charm, I guess. I lay back down, get comfortable again. This time I was yanked out of my bed. This time when I get yanked out of my bed, I looked in the mirror and saw somebody. I'm not going to say it was Bloody Mary. I'm not going to say I knew who it was, but I saw somebody in that mirror. And you talking about I was a screaming fool. Woke my mom and my daddy up. Right now to this day, I don't have any mirrors at the foot of my bed. Right now to this day, my bed is smack in the middle of my room. And baby, I sleep with my feet curled up. I've slept with my feet curled up since that very night. Sleep on my side with my feet curled up. Because, baby, if you try to yank these feet, you're going to have to yank the whole body. I don't sleep stretched out no more. Whew, baby. that Bloody Mary, I will never play it again. I don't play with stuff like that anymore. So, if you want another story, this is just number 3. You want another story? I could tell you about the time that I thought it was a party going on in my house, but there was nobody in there. Like, all right, now we are on to ghost story number 4. And I had a chance to talk to my brother, which collaborated some of the things that I thought I was going through by myself. So just to recap, I got my son in the car. I said, hey, son. So just to recap, during the 80s and 90s, I grew up. I was an 80s baby, 1980. So during the 80s and 90s, early 90s, I grew up in a haunted house with my father, my mother, and my middle brother. So just so happened today, I went out to lunch with my mama. She told me that the experiences that we had, she knew. But we'll get to that later because I got some of her stories too. So this story is about the parties that will go on in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. So just to recap, my room was in the middle of the house. My room, if this is my room, like facing me, this is my right, that's my left. And in the front was a door. So I had 3 doors to my room. On the right was the door that led out to the hallway, the bathroom, and my brother's room. And then you could also go to the kitchen from that door. To the left was a little hallway and my parents' bedroom. So in front of my room, at the front of my room was another door that would lead out to a dining area and, the rest of the house. Because my room was smack in the middle of the house. Adjacent to my room, that way, was the dining area. So every night, 3 o'clock in the morning, it would be a raging party going on. Raging party. And I don't know if some people have had experiences like this, but a lot of times if you have experiences like this, you forget a lot because it's so traumatic, so young, and you're traumatized, so you forget a lot. So today, my brother filled in some of the gaps for me, and I was like, you are not lying. I was thinking from my own point of view, and I was not thinking that somebody shared in these experiences with me, because a lot of it I blocked out. I can remember being asleep and being woken up 2-3 o'clock in the morning to somebody partying. And remember, I said that it was a door, basically in front of my bed, that you can leave out this door and go into the dining area of the house. The dining area was in the middle of the house, just like my bedroom, so it's adjacent to my bedroom. And under this door, I could see light, like it's a whole party going on, but I can hear people laughing and clinking glasses and having a good time. I can hear an old piano playing. But when I get up, open the door, it's pitch black. Never see anything. But by the time I would leave the door, go back to my bed, the party was on again. My brother tells me from his point of view that we would lay down together and look under the door, and we could see boots. It was like an old saloon type. We could see boots. You know, back in the Western days, like they wore those cowboy boots. We could see cowboy boots dancing on the floor. We could hear bottles clinking together. We could hear all of that. And I'm like, I remember now because you just jogged my memory. Also, he jogged my memory on this. Sometimes we would go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. We would go in the bathroom and somebody would be in the bathroom, and only thing you could do is say, "Oh, excuse me, you may be a ghost, but if you gotta go to the bathroom, I'm gonna let you have it, baby. Go ahead, do your business. Let me know when you finish." It just got to be so common to us. If we wanted to go get a drink of water in the middle of the night, we would pass people in the hallway. They would speak. "Hey, how you doing?" All we could do was nod. Keep it pushing. Talking to my mama today, she was like, "Yeah, I knew about it all. Y'all was some brave kids." No, we were traumatized, girl. Traumatized. I told you, to this very day, my son is right there to attest to me. And I hate that I had to put this off on my kids. But son, do we sleep in the pitch black dark? Do you know? I know you can, because you never experienced stuff that I experienced. But I got to have some type of light. I got to have some type of noise. I can't just sleep in this dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. I am afraid of what's in the dark. It's not the dark I'm afraid of. Dark can't do nothing to me. But what's in the dark, what you can hear in the dark, what goes on in the dark, that's what I'm afraid of. So I got plenty of stories where these came from. If you like these type of stories, keep it coming. You got questions, I got answers. Thank you.